Twin Flame Q&A. Let's get into it.
Is it true that when you know, you know? How is it for you?
For me, it was a huge, drastic change from my previous experiences. I didn't know immediately when I saw her. There was a soul recognition, and the more I got to know her, the more I appreciated. The more I appreciated, the more certain I was, and the more obvious it was that nothing else in my field would live up to what was in front of me.
For me, very instantly, I felt a chemistry and a curiosity. All of the universe was conspiring for us to continue meeting each other on the dance floor in different spaces where we got to connect deeper. And from the start, I felt very comfortable and at home, very safe. I felt like I could open up very easily. And I felt as if he was part of my soul family, like we understood each other on a deep level right off the bat. But it took a while for me to realize that we were twin flames. It was through the unraveling as we got to know each other and merging our energies that it became more and more obvious. And being in each other's field, I found super activating. Even after we parted, I had dreams where we were working together in the astral, and my whole body was convulsing with energy in the night. So it was really a powerful meeting. And now there's so many aspects and ways that I see us connected on such a deep level. It's gone to a place where it feels like sometimes we are just four arms and one spirit moving as one. Or I see visions of the two of us, and I see these two flames moving together, and it's brought a deeper level of inner integration of myself through the process.
Similarly, when I first met her, I didn't know if it was supposed to be a relationship thing or that we were supposed to work together. Relationships in my life haven't been a prominent thing, so I figured it would be easier to maintain a relationship if it wasn't romantic. But I kept seeing reminders of her when we were apart. Women who looked like her with similar names, like the universe was dangling a carrot in front of my face. Before she came to visit the first time, I was so confident in her that even when my shaman told me be careful, I refused that information. And when he met her right away, he was in a changed opinion, and he said, yeah, go for it. And told us we were twin flames, twin souls, and soulmates, which was the first time I'd even heard the term twin soul. Mm-hmm. What is the difference between a twin flame and a twin soul? When we come to Earth, our soul splits into masculine, feminine energy. Those two energies go into opposing experiences to come back and unite together to fulfill a common destiny. And that is your twin soul. On your way to finding your twin soul, you meet twin flames, catalyst partners that initiate you into being your best self so that you can accomplish your destiny. It's an opportunity for you to see a mirror image of yourself and the potential of what you can be if you put in the work.
Meeting these twin flames is often a karmic contract that is meant to clear in order to prepare us to meet our twin soul. So these experiences can be very catalyzing, they can be very passionate, they can bring up a lot of our shadow in order to clear. And we meet parts of ourselves through the mirror of our twin flames. And another term for them is a catalyst twin or a karmic twin. As these souls are very polarizing and a reflection of us,
they'll bring up all your shadows, your weaknesses, your insecurities, so that you can be aware of them, heal them, and grow beyond them into your greatest self.
So how do you know for sure if it is your twin soul that you are meeting?
Your twin soul will have the same destiny as you, but they'll have taken an opposing route to get there.
When it comes to your twin soul, you will share that same destiny. You will have skills and perspectives that when coming together will lead you on the same path. You will not need to compromise your path, your values, the mission that God has given you.
Yeah, coming together with your twin soul will make that mission more fun and more easily achievable. It will turn the work into play, or at least it should.
Well, it's not always going to be play, as with any twin flame or twin soul relationship, it is also going to be very catalyzing. And for me on my journey, it was beautiful high highs and then needing to initiate on levels that I've never experienced in the past. A lot of times the growth may come through a pressure cooker type of experience where you meet your very edges and you are given the opportunity to either rise up to the occasion or collapse under the pressure.
Our union is unique too because we're twin flames, twin souls, and soulmates. So we have all those opportunities in the same relationship.
Although it is possible, I recommend to not cling on too hard about what type of relationship you are in. For most people, a soulmate relationship is the path that is the highest for them in this lifetime, as not everyone is even contracted to meet a twin flame or a twin soul in their lifetime. The true path is really to listen to where your heart is calling, where you are being led for your greatest growth and for your greatest mission. And that is number one, to focus on your own growth and healing. And whatever God, whatever creation shares with you and aligns with you is exactly what is meant to be and what you have chosen for your path.
Regardless of what type of relationship it is, you need to be grounded in yourself. You have to put God first, and then everything will work out. If you try to put your partner above yourself and you try to compromise your needs, your desires, your goals for the relationship, that's when things fall apart. When you live in an anxious or avoidant energy, the more you try to pull your twin to you, the more you'll actually push them away.
As a twin soul relationship, even twin flame, you are sharing in a collective consciousness with that pod of creation. They are sharing aspects of your subconscious mind. And so whatever is unhealed within you will amplify in that dynamic to be looked at. And it is a great gift and it is a great lesson as well.
And that can work to your benefit if you're aware of it. If you see something in your twin that they could use help with, maybe they're anxious, you calming yourself, meditating, will actually calm their energy. So it's easy to help them when you're aware of what you need. And helping them helps you. Helping you helps them.
And twin flame relationships are kind of like a magnet, and if you are on one pole of the magnet, they're going to be on the other pole. So if you're feeling anxious and overthinking about the relationship, it is pulling them away. It is when you balance both aspects of you and realize that whatever you see in them is an aspect of you. Their flame is in your own being, is in your own Kundalini energy. And so when you find completion and wholeness with that energy within you, that is when you neutralize, and it is the best opportunity to then come into union if that is meant to be.
Are twin flames meant to stay together?
Not always. Every contract is different, and oftentimes you're not meant to stay with your twin flame. Oftentimes people meet their twin flame and are actually meant to be with a soulmate. And I feel like sometimes people get super attached to being with a twin flame, or even thinking that they're in a twin flame relationship, but it's really just a karmic relationship, a trauma bond, and they think that they need to stay attached to that person because it's what they're meant to do. But just because a relationship is addictive, it doesn't mean that it's healthy. It doesn't mean that it's the best thing for your soul. And the number one thing is to make sure that you are taking care of yourself, that you are taking care of your values and your boundaries, and not abandoning yourself to a relationship in order to be accepted. My
opinion on that question would be a clear no. You're not meant to stay with your twin flame. The twin flame is called a catalyst partner for a reason. It's there for you to grow exponentially towards the person you're supposed to be. When you hold on too tight to that relationship, things fall apart between you and individually. I looked too much into my astrology in this regard, and it kept saying that I wasn't meant to stay in this relationship and that I needed to close the door for my forever partner to come in. That was a very difficult understanding for me to grasp because she was the best woman I've found by far, the best business partner, the best friend. And to imagine that there was something better out there that I needed to close the door on to receive was a very far-fetched idea, and I questioned if it was a trick. As I held on to the relationship, I felt my value decreasing in her eyes until the point where I did have to close the door. And instantly, our relationship changed. And that was something that I wondered is it possible that I close the door on this relationship and I receive a different version of her? And that was exactly what happened. As soon as I closed the door, as soon as I chose myself, she changed instantly, and she saw me with more value. She treated me better, and our relationship grew exponentially. It was like we shifted phase from the twin flame into the twin soul, and now things are just so much more fruitful, so much more flowing, and so much more abundant in love, in understanding, in mutual admiration.
Yeah. The big thing is to choose yourself and to be true to yourself, no matter who comes into your life and who leaves because of it. It's about holding your value, and by him doing that, I was able to recalibrate myself as well and come into who am I without this relationship? Who am I when I let go of the fear of abandonment and discover myself? And as we both came and centered back into ourselves, that's when our relationship shifted. So when is a good time to walk away from a twin flame relationship?
When you meet your twin flame, there will be an enormous amount of spiritual energy charging the relationship. And when you feel that decreasing, that's a good sign that things are changing. And if it continues to decrease, that might be a time when you want to walk away. If you feel like the trajectory to your destiny is slowing, that's another indicator you could be aware of. If you feel like your value is decreasing in the other's eyes, that could be another indicator. If you feel like you're not progressing, then that's an indicator to step your game up and push harder for yourself. When you feel like the respect is not at 100, if it keeps decreasing, then it could be time to move into the next chapter of your life.
Every relationship has contracts. Sometimes contracts change and shift because there's so many different possibilities. But oftentimes when a contract is over, you will feel that kind of like flat line of the energy. And in the past, when I've had relationships where the contract ends, I have asked Spirit to give me a sign, to give me signs that it's time to leave. And it's in trusting those signs and trusting that the right person will come along at the right time. When you feel like you need to compromise who you are in order to keep someone, then that is a sign that you have different paths and you don't need to change who you are. They don't need to change who they are. You can find someone who is more aligned with where you are going. And if they're the right person, then they might just even come with you with that. But it's really a process of surrender to whatever is meant to happen.
What do we mean by charged spiritual energy, you might ask? It can come in the form of attraction or desire to be together. But before you walk away from the relationship, remember that this twin is a mere reflection of your soul. So whatever you do internally, externally, will be reflected in that relationship. So before you give up on the relationship, ask yourself if you're giving up on yourself, on your dreams, and put the work in so that you can be the best version of yourself you can, because this twin is here to mirror to you what you need to do to be the best version. So put in the work and see if that doesn't reflect in the relationship before you walk away.
Yes, exactly. Oftentimes in relationships, we are projecting our own fears, our own insecurities. Sometimes we are the one that is being avoidant, that is saying, as soon as things get hard, as soon as you get too close to my heart, as soon as I feel too vulnerable, I want to get out of here. And it's important to self-reflect on those inner experiences. Your twin flame relationship showed up for a reason, to teach you something. And if you are not learning it from this relationship, then you will need to learn it in the next relationship. So it's important to see, why am I attracting certain people, certain patterns? What triggers me in relationships, and how can I see what's going on inside?
And remember, life happens in spirals. So if you don't learn the lesson with the one in front of you, another will come to teach you the same lesson, although it will be slower and more difficult. So take the opportunity for yourself, for your growth, and the one you love, to be the best you can be. So wherever you are in your twin flame journey, trust that the universe has your back, and everything is happening in the best way it can for you, if you're willing to meet it there.
If you have any more questions or want to hear anything from us, we would love to make another video for you.